Hi everyone, it's Theresa here of Larkin Design, and welcome. Today I want to share with you a hybrid art journaling layout. I'm working with products from Sahlin Studio called the Kindred collection. Specifically, I'm working with elements and patterned papers, and so I have printed out the elements and the pattern paper that I know I want to use from that collection. And once I've printed those out, I also used one of the frames that's in the collection and laid that over my photo and printed out my photo. And so once I've done that, I'm going to lay out my notebook here and I'm going to just dive right in to the layout itself. And so I'm working on watercolor paper in this notebook. It's one that I created myself. And I'm just going to gesso over the whole spread here. This creates a really awesome preparation layer on your watercolor paper or on any kind of cardstock that you're working on, so that your paint colors are more vibrant and it's ready to accept the media that you're using. The second thing that you want to do to prepare your page here is to just add something in the center. This is called the gutter of the layout. That's a graphic design term, and this will help keep moisture from gathering into that little space in between the pages here. It helps, and it also helps strengthen your notebook so that they'll hold up. These pages do get heavy over time and over layers that you're adding. So I was incredibly inspired by this graphic paper in the collection, and it's a soft color, and the angles here are what drew me in. And I don't know about you, but I find that traveler's notebooks and art journaling layouts love angles. And so I printed those on 8.5 by 11 cover stock. And I have to admit, I've never used cover stock with mixed media before. So this is a learning experience for me, and I'm using matte medium here. It's an adhesive, and I'm just applying it to both sides of the papers and then smoothing it out. The tool that I'm using, that little gray-brown tool, is actually a spackle tool from Lowe's, but it helps cover the page quickly with gesso and matte medium. Those are my two go-to products that I use all the time in my art journaling layouts. And so once I have those two papers down on the page, I'm going to start layering my elements here. And so I've printed out several of the floral embellishments, and I just want to accentuate the angle on the right-hand side. And so, but I want to soften that a little bit. So the flowers are a great way to transition from this serious angle into a floral element. And then on the left-hand side, that's where I'm going to put my photo. And you'll see what I'm doing here is I'm using the gesso just to soften those edges a little bit more. Gesso is a great healer. I love gesso. I love how it tones things down and how it sort of adds this unifying element, even though at this stage, all three of these elements, the washi tape, the pattern paper on the left, and the pattern paper on the right, they're all sort of individual at this stage, but once you gesso over them, that helps to unify them and pull this layout together. So I have my photo here added, and at this point I switched just to using my tape runner. And I just find that I want a good background with the gesso, and then once I have the background ready, I just switch to tape runner. It's just easier that way, and they hold up well. And so once I have those elements in place, now I can also add just a couple more things here to add some visual interest. Of course, I love using stamps. I'm using the Vicky Bouton roller stamp here because it says shine. And shine is a word that I've been carrying with me for 2 years now. It used to be my one little word when I did one little word, and I just sort of have never let that word go. Because I think I'm still looking for that. So anytime I can incorporate that word, I like to do that. And that's one of the words on that roller stamp. So I've stamped that around the page, just in a few little specific areas here. And then that becomes a basis. A stamped image becomes a basis for other embellishments or whatever you want to add. I have these little hearts that are from Felicity Jane. And so they seem to carry more of the message that I want to bring into this layout. And so my message for this layout is really this. This is actually a concluding layout. It's the last layout in this notebook. And I've been working in this notebook for about 6 months. And I've seen tremendous growth in myself. And the journaling that I used here on this layout, you'll see I'm just trimming out that washi tape so that it's level and even across the page. The journaling that I put on here is that art creates healing. And that's really what I've witnessed in myself throughout the course of this notebook. So with that, the layout is complete. Thanks for joining me today. I hope that you will like and comment and subscribe. And also be sure to visit the Sahlin Studio blog and check out my posts there where I share more detailed photos and talk about my process as well. Thanks again, you guys. Bye-bye.